taking Jesus alayhi salam and saints as intercessors and calling upon them is actually worship, and they don't deserve worship. This point is very important because you need to have your clarity in your religion and in your beliefs, and you need to avoid associating partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These ones that you are calling upon, whether it is Jesus or Mary or saints or angels or any pious person, these people are actually in need of Allah's mercy, just like you are. They fear Allah's torment as you fear Him, and they have busied themselves in becoming closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they were competing to reach the highest status in the eyes of God. أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ, those whom they call upon, like Isa and Uzair and the angels, etc. أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ يَبْتَغُونَ إِلَىٰ رَبِّهِمُ الْوَسِيلَةَ, they desire for themselves means of access to their Lord, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أَيُّهُمْ أَقْرَبُ, as to which of them should be the nearest. They all desire this. They desire to be the nearest to Allah. وَيَرْجُونَ رَحْمَتَهُ, and they hope for His mercy. وَيَخَافُونَ عَذَابَهُ, and they fear for His torment. This is in the Quran. And another point I would ask is that why not ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly? Why do you have to put someone in between? Putting these intercessors in between, it is like you are comparing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to humans. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't need any middleman. You are turning your heart away from Allah towards a human. This is very clear in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي, and when my slaves ask you concerning me, فَإِنِّي قَرِيب, then answer them, I am indeed near. أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ, I respond to the invocations of the supplicant when he calls on me, without any mediator, without any intercessor. Another point I want to mention is that if you do have these intercessors, you don't really have sincerity in your love for Allah. Because people who do that, they love these intermediaries and they love Allah. And their love for them is similar to the love of Allah. It is a love of desire, and it is a love of fear. They fear them and they desire what they wrongly believe they can get. On the other hand, a believer, he is pure in his love. His love is sincere and pure to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they have more love to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than these people who have intermediaries and intercessors. Because their love is pure. They don't make partners in their love. They are very sincere. So after knowing all this, there are two principles I wish to establish. These principles are very important because they will strengthen your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they will preserve the integrity of your worship. And think about these principles in every worship. First one is that the best of deeds in the eyes of Allah are the ones that are sincere to Him, purely to Him alone, with no partners. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that deserves worship. He created us alone. He alone sustains us. He alone gives us our provisions. And He alone deserves our worship. In the Quran it's mentioned, رَبُّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ, Lord of the heavens and the earth. وَمَا بَيْنَهُمَا, and all there is between them. فَعَبُدْهُ وَاصْطَبِرْ لِعِبَادَتِهِ, so worship Him alone and be constant and patient in His worship. هَلْ تَعْلَمُ لَهُ سَمِيًّا, do you know of any who is similar to Him? That's the first principle, sincerity in your worships. All your worships needs to be sincere to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. He deserves all the worships. Second principle is that we only worship Allah by what He has prescribed. Don't worship him according to your whims or your desires. No. He is the all-knower. He knows what is best for us. And righteous deeds, they come in accordance to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decreed. Instituting a new worship, this is the right of Allah alone, not for your sheikh or your priest or your pastor. A worship is instituted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is very clear in Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَمْ لَهُمْ شُرَكَاءُ, or have they partners with Allah? What have these partners do? شَرَعُوا لَهُم مِّنَ الدِّينِ, who have instituted for them a religion. مَا لَمْ يَأْذَنْ بِهِ اللَّهِ, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not allowed. Or have they partners with Allah who have instituted for them a religion which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not allowed. And the Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith, مَنْ أَحْدَثَ فِي أَمْرِنَا هَذَا مَا لَيْسَ مِنْهُ فَهُوَ رَدٌّ. If anyone introduces in our matter something which does not belong to it, then it is rejected. These two principles are very important in all of your worships. First one is sincerity. Second one is following the Prophet in the way he has prescribed for us and worshipping Allah according to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decreed. وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.